Welcome to the US Daily Brief YouTube channel. Our channel has started broadcasting again after some problems. By subscribing, you can access our unique content. There is no doubt that the Russian Federation is the most powerful navy in the world, next to the USA, China and the UK. It is a well-known fact that the US Navy is now by far the most powerful in the world. The balance of power between Russia, China and the UK may change with the latest developments. In fact, this balance may have changed with the land and sea war that Russia started in Ukraine. Russia's attempts to occupy the Ukrainian shores in the Black Sea, and especially to occupy Odessa, made the Russian Navy pay a heavy price. Currently, it is known that at least 15 of Russia's warships in the Black Sea have been lost or rendered dysfunctional as a result of the brave attacks of Ukraine, and Russia is trying to restore its lost naval power in the Black Sea. Here, it is noteworthy that the wrecks of the Raptor-class assault boats and Serna-class landing craft sunk by Ukraine are tried to be repaired. In addition, Russia uses warships captured from the Ukrainian Navy. This situation actually reveals the helplessness of the Russian Navy in the Black Sea. We will present the most comprehensive report to date, focusing on the desperation of the Russian Navy in the Black Sea by examining all these losses in the most detailed way. Do not forget to subscribe and support us by watching until the end. The adventure of Ukraine that made the Russian Navy experience hell begins. While the Russian Navy in the Black Sea was seriously weakened, at least 15 of the Russian ships in the Black Sea were eliminated by Ukraine. And these ships were not just ordinary small assault boats or small landing craft. In the Black Sea, Russia's flagship Moskva, the missile cruiser equipped with state-of-the-art weapons and missiles, was sunk. The other Admiral Makarov had to be withdrawn damaged. One of the two large landing craft was destroyed and the other was disabled, while one amphibious warship was destroyed. At the same time, at least 5 of the Raptor-class high-speed patrol and attack boats, which were produced for use in special naval missions, were destroyed. Of the Raptor-class ships, the Russian Navy produced 17 and it was reported that 8 of them were in charge of the Black Sea Fleet. In other words, 65% of the Russian Raptor fleet in this Black Sea was eliminated by Ukraine. In addition to these, one of the newest merchant ships of the Russian Navy was eliminated recently. Let's dive deep into these losses and the desperation of the Russian Navy. Today, the Russian Navy is still the biggest navy power in the Black Sea, despite the heavy blow from Ukraine in the Black Sea, and unfortunately, it is blockading the Ukrainian coasts and may cause a great food crisis in the world. But the Russian Navy is establishing this blockade at very long distances from the Ukrainian coast. The reason for this is not a strategy, just the helplessness of the Russian Navy. Because with the Ukrainian attacks around Snake Island, a big punch was dealt to the Russian Navy. Since the beginning of the war, Russia started in Ukraine. One of its main targets was always Odessa. Because Odessa was the heart of Ukraine's maritime trade and the largest port, and it was also a key to cut off Ukraine's connection with the Black Sea. The Russian Navy advanced territorially simultaneously with the Russian army's advance to the east. At the beginning of March, the Ukrainian Navy's Special Marine Forces sank the Russian Raptor-class amphibious boat. This was the first blow to the Russian Navy by the Ukrainian armed forces. Shortly after this event, in mid-March, the Russian Navy received its first major blow in the port of Berdyansk. Special forces of the 503rd Marine Brigade and 501st Marine Brigade of the Ukrainian Armed Forces sank 2 Serna-class landing craft and 1 amphibious warship, Orks, in the port of Berdyansk. This attack had exceeded the endurance of the Russian army. But the events that would bring the real hell to the Russian Navy would take place around the Snake Island of Odessa. Snake Island was captured by the Russian fleet flagship Moskva missile cruiser just after the Russian army began its ground operation. The main purpose of capturing this island was Russia's plan of landing in Odessa. With this landing, they would occupy Odessa, which could not be occupied by land operations, and completely cut off Ukraine's sea connection. But with a surprise Neptune strike missile attack, Moskva moved into the deep waters of the Black Sea. This operation needs a little more detail. Because this operation both changed the balance in the Black Sea and was the first beginning of the extraordinary moves made by Ukraine. It was also the Russian Navy's biggest loss in the last century. Bayraktar TB2, used by the Ukrainian armed forces, first distracted Moskva and distracted their defense systems. Later, 2 Neptune strike anti-ship missiles sent from the Ukrainian coast hit Moskva one after the other. With this blow, Moskva was shaken at first, but when it was understood that it could not be saved, the Russian army had to evacuate the ship. And as a result, the Black Sea Fleet flagship Moskva missile cruiser, Russia's most trusted ship around Snake Island, was sunk. In addition, at the end of April, the Ukrainian armed forces announced that it had hit a Serna landing craft in the area and severely damaged the Admiral Makarov missile destroyer. Admiral Makarov, like other ships in the region, docked in the port of Sevastopol to be repaired. However, it was denied by Russia that Makarov was damaged as a result of the Ukrainian attack. Subsequently, on May 6, Bayraktar TB2 fleet struck 2 Raptor-class landing craft around Snake Island. Immediately afterwards, Bayraktar TB2 armed drones struck the Russian headquarters and command center on Snake Island, as well as air defense systems. This was a very clear message to Russia. Even though Snake Island was still under Russian control, the Russian Navy was now under clear threat around Snake Island. This threat was not one to be taken lightly. This was fully proven when Bayraktar TB2s hit 2 Raptor-class ships again a day later. The calendars were now showing May 8, and the Russian Navy had to withdraw its ships around the island. While these ships were coming to the Sevastopol port in Crimea, Russian submarines were sent to the region to ensure security in the region and to attack Ukraine from the sea. The air strike operation on Snake Island on May 10 was the kind that Ukraine had not carried out for a long time. 2 Ukrainian MiG-27s and Bayraktar TB2s carried out a joint operation on the Snake Island and hit the Russian targets on the island. In this attack, it was announced that 2 landing craft and a helicopter on the runway were destroyed. Also, in early June, Russian landing craft hiding in the Dnipro River estuary were discovered and sunk by the Ukrainian armed forces. Given these developments, the message was clear. Russian Navy ships would no longer be able to move freely along the Ukrainian coast. Trying to occupy Odessa was perhaps the biggest mistake of the Russian Navy, and it will try again, and maybe this time it will be an irreversible mistake. Because now Ukraine has Brimstone missiles, especially from the United Kingdom, and Harpoon anti-ship missiles from Denmark. Russian Navy ships are currently in the blockade beyond the range of Ukrainian missiles. However, the possibility of any removal is not very likely at the moment. Because even if Russia embarks on such a landing, it will completely risk the large landing ships that it has kept ready in the region. At the same time, while Russia suffered such heavy losses, the United Kingdom said that against the blockade that Russia implemented in the Black Sea, the UK warships could move to the region to escort the Ukrainian merchant ships' expeditions in the Black Sea. At the same time, the wounded Black Sea Fleet of the Russian Navy is so helpless that it begins to use the warships captured from Ukraine. Photos circulating online show a Ukrainian Gyrza-class warship flying the Russian naval banner over Sevastopol in Russian-occupied Crimea. This photo just shows how much of an emergency the Russian Navy has fallen into. Patrol boats in the Black Sea Fleet began to run out. The boats that are the target of the Ukrainian attacks are being sunk one by one. There may be only 3 undamaged Raptors left in the Russian Black Sea Fleet today. We talked about it at the very beginning, and this is the biggest indicator of how big a loss Russia actually suffered in the Black Sea. We hope that the armed forces of Ukraine will be victorious both on land, at sea and in the air, and will be able to preserve the territorial integrity and freedom it deserves.